It is so important because if we don't share our story and tell people the good things about our nation, who will? We are the goodwill ambassadors of our nation. We are in this nation for a reason, and we're representing our own country. And I must say, I am proud to be a Kenyan. I don't know about you. How many are proud to be Kenyans? All right. I just want to give just a brief talk with that theme in mind that we're talking about Madaraka Day. For those who may not know exactly what Madaraka Day is, we're talking about the day when Kenya became a sovereign nation to govern itself, found its independence, and found liberty to rule itself. In fact, I have titled my small talk today, The Rising Sun in Africa. The Rising Sun in Africa. Why do I say that? When we talk about Africa, when you ask people about Africa, most of the time you hear about violence, you hear about corruption, you hear about poverty, you hear about disease, you hear about ignorance. Those are the perceptions that sometimes people have about Africa. In fact, Africa has in the past, and some still do believe, and term it as a dark continent. But let me say this to you, as much as sometimes we may blame the Western media, they are giving that perception of Africa, we also are to blame. And just to give you an example, when we talk to people and ask them about Kenya, how is Kenya? How do you describe Kenya? What's the thing about crime and insecurity? We ourselves also portray our nation as a dark place to be. My challenge to you this afternoon is, I want you to know there is another side of Africa that not many people are talking about. This side of Africa is a perception that not many people have. It is a perspective that not many people hide. The problems of Africa rather than the opportunities. But there are some people, not only in Africa, but there are foreign investors who are seeing the light in Africa. And this is why I really like a quote by a historian by the name of George Campbell, and this is what he said. He said that the only thing dark about Africa is our ignorance of it. This is a Westerner, a Western historian who said the only thing dark about Africa is our ignorance of it. Let me share with you a couple of things that might surprise you of what is going on in Africa today. Number one, this might be common knowledge to most of us. Africa is the richest continent in the world as far as natural resources are concerned. Can I say that again? Africa is the richest continent in the world as far as natural resources are concerned. Listen to me, 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land is in Africa. 60%. That means if we invest in agriculture, we'll be providing a lot of food to the rest of the world. The other thing I want to say, and this is a statement to one of the researchers done by Info Telecoms. This is what they say. In a little over a decade, the continent has said there are more Kenya, ask yourself, how many villages don't have electricity and how many people in that village have a mobile phone? And that in itself affects communication. These are some of the things that are going on in Africa. Just in case you need to know, Africa produces 10 million barrels of oil a day. 10 million barrels of oil a day. That's in Africa. Now listen to this. This is very interesting. Foreign direct investors have been investing in Africa like never before. In fact, the rate of returns have been greater than any other developing region in the world. There are more foreign investors who are getting into Africa. Why? Because opportunities are there. Let me show you these statistics. This you can check with World Bank. Go to the website. You will see this. Out of the 20 fastest growing economies in the world, listen to me, out of the 20 fastest growing economies in the world, this is a report that was generated this year in March by World Bank, 11 countries are in Africa. Out of 20 most fastest growing economies in the world, 11 of these countries are found in Africa. Now, here's another research statistics that will challenge you. And I will ask this. In fact, I have a free book, one of my books. I've written 6 books myself. And I'll give this book to whoever gets this question right. As far as the growth in real estate industry, they did a research and they found that there are two cities in Africa that have the highest growth in real estate business. Which cities are those? You got Nairobi right, but Lagos is not second. Anybody else? No. Somebody else? Say it loud. No. Maputo. No. No. Nairobi and Mombasa. Do that research, you will be shocked. Nairobi is the highest, the leading most city in the world as far as real estate growth is concerned. In fact, let me tell you this, I was shocked to learn this, that there are foreigners who have started real estate business in Nairobi. That is a documentary that was done recently. When they came out to these statistics, they could not believe until they had to go to Nairobi to do a documentary. And it's there, you can check it. That you can find a multi-million-dollar home in Nairobi. In fact, they were showing one of the estates that were being built, and they said already it's not complete, 60% of them have been bought. I want you to understand this, that as far as I am concerned, what I do know in the next couple of years, the greatest move that we will see economically and the greatest investment as far as manufacturing is going to take place is going to be in Africa. You may agree or disagree with me, that's okay. But there are reasons for that. I want you to understand, the question is economists, as they're looking at this and studying Africa, they say, what exactly is driving this shift? And the reason why I'm sharing this is that if we don't open our eyes and invest, there are people every day who are going and investing in Africa and making a lot of money. In fact, in one of the documentaries, there is a man, a foreigner, in Malindi. He said he's the only one investing and selling these homes to people who want to move to Africa, to Malindi and buy a dream home there. And all he's doing is taking the old Swahili homes and renovating them, putting new fixtures and different things and selling them because it's a destination where people want to go.
Now, a couple of things that I want you to know why there is a quest for investment. In fact, the same foreign investors are ready in Africa. It's called Dangote from Nigeria. Dangote owns the largest cement company. He also owns a pasta company, and he has invested most of his money in Africa. I've listened to some of his interviews. Some of you know are very well from Kenya, Chandara is big and is invested in Africa. They are putting more and more money in Africa because there are so many opportunities. There's been a shift. In fact, I was listening to a man called Charles Robertson. He's an economist, and one of the things that he believes, and he's done research on this, that if anyone can do what China has done in the last 30 years, it is Africa. If anyone can do that as far as manufacturing, as far as human resource, and this is what he said, this is why. In the next 10 years, or between 20, the rate of the young people in China will drop by 20 to 25%. The same thing in Asia. So the next place that human resource that will be available is in Africa. I listened to a documentary, this just happened, and it's going on in Africa, in Kenya, Nairobi actually, is a man from Britain, went to Kenya and said this: I want to start a telemarketing hub in Nairobi. I will take Kenyans, train them to speak like Britons, and they will be selling products in Britain. Guess what? People laughed at him. He went there, he trained Kenyans who've never left the airport and have no idea, and these young people speak British. They have a British accent and they're selling products in London right from Nairobi, Kenya. Why is it that others are seeing opportunities when we are seeing problems? That's my challenge to you. Why is it? You know, oftentimes we generalize and we say there are problems in Africa, there are problems in Kenya, there are issues we can say all these things, but every day there are people waking up and saying that I will make a difference in our nation. There are opportunities that need to be pursued. Let me say this to you. It's a book, if you get a chance, please read it by Dr. Boniface Gitau. She's an economist based in New York City. She's written a book on debt aid. And what she talks about, she's been on CNN and different media houses. She said the solution for Africa is not aid. And the question she has is this: is Africa better off today, after 50 years or more of foreign aid, than it was before? The answer is no. The needs have been increased. The solution is, what we need is empowerment. What we need is opportunity. What we need is to be able to pursue the dreams and the visions we have. Because if I'm helping you, I can only help you so much. But when we learn to fish, when we learn to do it ourselves, we can go the extra mile. We will be liberated. We will be free. And the question becomes, what can you and I do to make a difference? We may say, well, those are the stories of other people. Let me say this to you. There are people who are waking up every day and saying, I will be the change they're talking about. I will not wait for somebody else to bring change. I will be the one that will bring change. Most of you have heard of Equity Bank. I don't know how many know the story of Bondi. When he started off, he went door to door, started something sort of like a circle, talking to people to join this organization that he had. He struggled through and through and through. And finally, he has built a bank that is a powerful force to reckon with. Not just in Kenya, you go to Rwanda, you find Equity Bank. You go to other countries, you will find Equity Bank. And just for those of you who have lived long here in America and have no idea what Equity Bank, by the way, Equity Bank offers more services exchange and all that to avoid paying fees of transferring money. So apparently this person was telling me on the day I was to leave. So I said the best thing you can do, have this person MoneyGram the money to me, send my MoneyGram. Now this is the way the conversation went. This man who lives in a cornfield of Ohio, who is an American, sat down and punched in some numbers. This is what he was telling two Kenyans, myself and the Kenyan in Kenya. He said, to send my MoneyGram 1,000 shillings, it is going to cost you $95. To wire the money to Kenya, it's going to cost you X amount from bank to bank. But then he told us this. There is a bank in Kenya called Equity. If you have an account with them, we can wire this money through PayPal and we'll pay $15, $20 to wire the money. That is the cheapest way to do it. An American living in the cornfields of Ohio telling you about Equity Bank. That to me is amazing. Don't you think so? Wow, it's interesting. So what did everyone have to do? The first thing I did was to do what? Open an account with what? Equity Bank. Within an hour, I have a Mastercard which I can use here by the way. Then they told me we have agents in America. So I went and Googled and guess who I find in St. Louis who's an agent of Equity Bank? Who is it? JF. So you can access, the beautiful thing, you can access your information, your financial information online. You don't need a living person. These are everyday people who woke up one day and say, I want to make a difference in my country. I don't know how many of you have heard of Mount Kenya University. How many have heard of Mount Kenya University? Now, Mount Kenya University is a university that is growing at a very fast rate. It was started in Kirika. And interesting enough, this man has had a wide vision. He's opened branches all over the country. He's opened branches in other countries. I mean, Kirika time has changed because of a university. The chancellor of that university happens to be an American whom I know, who was one time a politician, and she lives not very far off from my lady in Cincinnati, Ohio. Do you know what's so amazing? I mean, this man, who is a founder of Mount Kenya University, just this year, late last year, he was in Cincinnati talking to the University of Cincinnati to see how they can start a program. They have thousands and thousands of students. In fact, he's giving competition to other big institutions that have been there for years. Do you know the amazing thing about this man who started this school? He was one time working for TSC, a teacher. One day woke up and said, I have a big dream of being a teacher. I can make a difference in the nation. Guess what? He was one time a teacher. Everyday person who has been to that university. The only person who's not been as far as the president is the current president. And I'm sure you'll be there very soon. But these are people who are waking up every day and saying that I want to make a difference. If there is anything I'm so passionate about, it's education. And that's why I'm here. We drove close to 400 miles to be here to promote this book that our dear brother Kirika has written. I have been privileged to publish this book through our publishing services, and it's a well-written book talking about our history, talking about where we have come from. If there's anything that bothers me, in fact, I was in the Ministry of Education 2 weeks ago in Kenya, specifically Kenya, which is now called Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development. And we had a discussion with them. And I say this, and I challenge people all the time. We have people here who are well educated in different fields, reading our people, writing our own stories. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of other people writing our story for us to read. Because some of the problems that I found in reading some of the history books is that what my grandmother told me as I sat down by the fire was so different from what I read from the books. Why? Because these are people who never experienced
there was a meeting in Belgium where 14 nationals, that is the big countries, sat. There were 5 countries, that is Belgium, Britain, Germany, France, and they met at a place in order for them to partition Africa. I'm sure you must have heard about the partition of Africa. When these people met at von Bismarck's place, Great Britain took over Kenya colony and actually what he says is that we have the right of ownership of Kenya by acquisition. This land we made is ours by right of achievement. Africa is gone forever, and since we are living in a world which we had made at the humanitarian impulses of the late 19th century, the white man appears to Africans as being immensely wealthy, and since nearly all Africans were in fact very poor, such social and economic differences were the problems which were facing Kenya by then. In that case, the problems they were facing in Kenya at that time, he said, were social, economic, political, and as such, and they were not political. In fact, he was trying to show that there is no way anybody could sympathize with Africans because they were being favored in a way. Kenyans who thought that the white man who went to colonize was assisting came to realize that that was not the right thing. The influences and culture is very much felt. The mixture of Arabs and Arabic languages developed into common language known as Kiswahili, whose culture developed well in towns of Pate, Malindi, and Mombasa. Most areas of Kenya were inhabited at the time, but trade and development took place in the coastal regions, where trade in ivory, rhino, gold, shells, slaves made Mombasa a very important place in history. The Lamu town was built in coral stone and mangrove. It is the oldest, best preserved Swahili settlement, which were recognized as cultural sites just in the year 2001. The coast area became prosperous and its cities were great during the 15th century. Mombasa became the first center of trade out of Africa, and African groups imposed from Swahili culture and adopted Islam as their religion. Chinese were not left behind. The ships which were approaching Mombasa from China landed in Malindi. The Chinese were recently involved in excavating some ancient sites in Maburu village and Madaraka district along mainland Lamu, where it was discovered that a Japanese ship sank about 600 years ago. This one, Sino-Kenya discovery which may tell us in a few words that no, it is not only the Europeans who discovered Africa, but there were other people. The twin city of Lamu was divided between Swahili township and the modern city for Germans and Italians. The city, which is 25 miles north of Watamu, was established in 1860, and Malindi was the most hospitable town in East Africa after Mombasa. So the book,
80% of what we do can only be attributed to people who are made out of bones, not soil. People who are made out of bones, not soil. God created man from what? But there are people who are made out of bones, people who last forever. People who can stand by you. Hawakutengenezwa na mchanga, walitengenezwa na mfupa, kitu huwezi vunja. Hawa ni matope, kinyesho inaweza isha. But there are people who are durable, people who hold you, people who guide you, people who tell you when you think you got it, you don't have it. So for you who think Kirika sit down and wrote this book, now is the glamour, no. Let me tell you one person who has seen Kirika through. It is the bone. It's the other person that sits next to Kirika when he's doing everything. Where is the wife? Give her a big hand. So if you please join the team. This is a great occasion to have one of our very own having written a well-researched book that will be a blessing to us and to many generations. And one of the things I say as an author, when you write books, you don't just write for yourself. You know, I often say when I die, I'll still be teaching and preaching through my books. So this is about legacy, and that's what our dear brother has done. He is leaving a great heritage for our children, our children's children, who will be impacted. And the best we can do this day is to celebrate, to support our brother, tell people about it. Please make sure you don't leave without a copy. They are only $20 each, am I right? You know, which these books will go for $25, $30, but only $20 each. Buy for a friend, tell a friend about it. If the institutions for those who are students, this would be a great book to be recommended even students in America, not just Kenyans, to read and know our story, our heritage, and where we came from. We all have friends. Let's talk and tell them about it. I would like to say this, the way I got connected with our brother Kirika, it is through my brother Jeff. You know, he called me and said, I have a brother who wants to publish a book. I know you do book publishing. And so he gave us such a connection for us, and we've been working diligently for months and weeks to put this document. And this powerful book, like my brother said, we have to document history. And we're blessed to have men of God here because we want to dedicate this book and the author, and that this book will impact generations. It will impact our children and our children's children. So what I was going to suggest is that please give Jeff to say something, and then the ministers can lead us in a time of prayer.
Yeah, thanks. Just to say thank you also for the team that has put together today's occasion, and also to thank Brother Boniface. Even when I called you, you've been there. You've actually gone extra mile to make this thing work for us to celebrate. I think if there is anything that I can say is that we've been very lucky, very blessed to have you as one of our own, that you could be able to go extra mile to make sure that we can get this. I'm sure if it was another person we approached, it would have been very difficult for us, but you went for a level of not just doing business, but make sure that this is not something that will just have a benefit that Mr. Kirika, but also you are able to see the future that will be able to benefit us as a community. Thank you for your help, and thank you for Mr. Kirika for also giving us an opportunity to be part of this. Thank you.
let's pray. This is a great thing. This is a great thing, and we need to thank God and pray together. Father, in the name of Jesus, we give you praise and honor for all the strength and the effort our brother has put in putting this book together. We know it's not easy. It takes hard work, oh God. And now we pray in the name of Jesus that every hand that shall touch this book, every person that is going to read this book, oh God, they are going to be blessed as they learn our history and as they pass it over to generations to come.
In the mighty name of Jesus, we want to dedicate this book in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, and in the name of the Holy Spirit. Lord, that this book shall impart lives, shall impart so many generations from now. In Jesus' name we pray and give thanks. Amen. Yes, we want to declare that this book is officially launched. Come on, let's stand up and let's thank the Lord and our brother. Amen. We thank God for that. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to request my brother Kirika and his precious wife to be seated right there where the books are. Please come, congratulate them, buy a copy, and he will sign the books for you so that